D.C. signals federal forces could soon flood Chicago after another deadly weekend. Welcome back as American Sports Editors.
Hey, all gravity, any day above ground, live it. We back. I'm gonna let this ride until Trump talks.
With you, I am Jillian Turner in Washington. So President Trump's today vowing Chicago will be safe again, and soon, he says, this after a Labor Day weekend that saw 8 people there murdered, 50 more injured by gunfire. Chicago leaders, though, say there's not really any need for federal intervention. As some residents tell Fox, they feel otherwise. Listen.
It just worse and worse every day. Every day, the local media sometimes they report the crime for one day, and that's it. So it just gone from bad to worse to disaster.
These kids are carrying guns like around the ages of 8 years old, and they're killing other 8-year-old kids with guns. It's insane.
I think the biggest piece of the pie has to be more police officers, more protection. That's what the people want. More visibility.
All right, we got Chicago activist P. Ray Easley with us to share her take on the situation right now in Chicago streets.
All right, looking forward to that. But first, let's bring in Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary, Fox News contributor, and Megan Hayes, former director of message planning for the Biden White House. Good to have you both here. So, Ari, fair warning, as you know how it goes, we'll get straight to the White House as soon as we see and hear from the president. But meanwhile, the president has sent signals he's willing to come into Chicago and help fight this crime. But the Democratic leaders are still resisting. Do you see them ever changing their minds and asking the president for help?
Well, Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C. is a smart one here because she has actually talked about how much help the federal intervention in Washington, D.C. has been, how it's achieving the goals of reducing crime, reducing carjackings, particularly in the poorer wards of Washington, D.C. Because what you've got are Democrats who are hung up on process. They want to be in charge of the cities, and it doesn't matter if it's been done well or poorly, leave it to them, they say. Trump looks at it and says, it's a mess, crime is too high. We're going to change who's in charge. I just want better results. I think results matter a lot more to the people who are victims of crime than process.
Megan, we saw this dramatic reduction in crime overall here in Washington, D.C. Once troops were deployed, we saw a reduction, even more dramatic in homicides in the first 12 days, with none occurring on city streets. But at the same time, we did see footage of National Guard troops spending days picking up trash, right? They're part of the Special Beautification Task Force. Is that what Americans want to see them spending their time doing?
No, I don't think so at all. I think Americans overwhelmingly have said that they do not want the National Guard deployed into their cities, whether it's D.C., Chicago, Memphis, anywhere in the United States. They don't want that. But I do think that there is a way that the government, the federal government, and the states' governments can work together, but they need to actually work together. Trump just can't threaten to send them in without talking to the state's governor and mayors to make this effective. One thing I worry about here in Washington, D.C., where I've lived for over 20 years, is what happens when the National Guard pulls out? What happens when this 30-day period is up? Is crime going to go back up? We still haven't solved the problem. We're still not investing in more policing. We're not investing in more community resources here. So then what happens when this goes away? Then it just becomes all theater, and I think that people want actual results, like Ari was saying, not just theater.
All right, we've got brand new sound of the governor of Illinois, Pritzker. Apparently, he's spreading the message that things are great in Chicago, and here is more of that.
Hi, everyone. Governor J.B. Pritzker here. I'm here in Little Village, a beautiful part of the city. Was able to just walk down the street and say hello to some of the small business owners and patrons in those small businesses. Just a lovely day here. No emergency, so Donald Trump.
All right, we back. Oh, did it say anything of note? Probably not.
Because ICE officials, ICE officers are planning here to Little Village, and I just want people to know that we're doing everything we can in the state and in the city to keep you safe. We'll make sure to protect your rights, but you need to know your rights and make sure that
you should know your rights, but you guys don't teach the rights to the people. All right, Pritzker. All right. Anyway, how y'all been doing since the last live?
Okay, so I don't get it.
I don't know what they talking about.
That video. Turn the camera around. Show us. Talk to residents. Let's hear what they have to say. Because when we put the camera up to residents, they want help.
No, y'all don't. First off, he was over there probably in Joliet or one of them nice areas of Illinois. He wasn't in Chicago. That's number one. Number two, y'all find the worst people to put on film to say that they need help.
By law, does have the ability to knock down doors and take people away if they're here illegally or suspected of being.
You hear him?
So I don't know what the governor is talking about when he tries to inform people like that. If you want to make people safe, stop being a sanctuary city. Stop being a sanctuary state. Enforce the law. Work with your federal partners. You were talking about work with state and local partners. Work with your federal partners. Don't say.
I thought your man wanted to put everything back to the states. Now you want the Fed to come in. You see this? Y'all see this, right? I saw that while OJ.
Committed a second crime while they were here, having arrived illegally.
He ain't saying nothing.
This is the difference between red states and blue states in their approach to law enforcement. And the final point I'll make is it's not a question of investing more to get more police. Police aren't joining because they think the politicians don't have their back. That's why there's a recruitment crisis in law enforcement, particularly in blue cities. Red cities, the National Border Patrol, they're getting people to sign up because they know their leadership supports them and will let them do their job. That's the difference between red and blue.
Megan, you're right to point out that folks are concerned about what comes after the Guard leaves these cities, after we see this reduction in crime. They head out elsewhere, and what happens here on Washington, D.C. streets? You mentioned that we're not investing in policing. That could be a potential long-term solution. Why are Democratic leaders around the country and several...
It's always the Democrats, huh? What about you damn Republicans? They ain't doing nothing.
Federal funding for
I don't know that they are rejecting. I mean, Chicago and the state of Illinois invested $100 million, I think, just last year into more policing, into more community programs to help fight crime. They're seeing results from that investment. I think it's just, so I don't think they're rejecting any more of the federal funding. In D.C. alone, the federal government, the Congress took away $1 billion for the D.C. budget, and that it greatly impacts the community and what you can pay for here. So I don't necessarily know that communities are rejecting it. I don't think it's coming to them.
Oh, somebody told the truth.
that he didn't want any more federal funding, period, even if it was to use for police forces in Chicago.
I'm not sure what the mayor is talking about. I think that most people in Chicago would actually take federal funding. I think it's the way that they are being threatened and the way that they are doing this is the problem here, right? If this is an ICE raid, if these are ICE raids and for immigration, just say that. Call it what it is. Don't act like you're trying to fight crime with the National Guard coming in.
Talk your shit. That white woman is off code.
Everyone understands that, but let's not just call it what it is and be honest about it.
You want Trump to be honest? Okay.
Joining us, Megan Ari, thank you so much. As we are still awaiting President Trump.
You got to feed him 3 cheeseburgers.
Be asked questions on this. We'll listen to that.
Oh, who's this mammy?
Sense of the feeling among people on the ground in Chicago.
Hey, look, they found Oprah.
Chicago Red, who says she'll run for Congress.
And there it is, Chicago Red. There we go.
Which includes Chicago. P. Ray, welcome back to you. I had a chance to see and listen to the Illinois governor there, but it was brand new sound of him. Says he took a walk today, said there's no reason to bring in federal troops, there's no reason to send in the Guard. Things are great here. To him, you say what?
I say that he should tell the truth about Little Village. They are selling more heroin out of Little Village than anywhere in the United States of America. They are the anchor of the heroin highway.
How'd they get there?
Cartels to distribute billions of dollars worth of heroin off of the west side of Chicago because
how'd they get there?
America lead to the 7th Congressional District, which is called the Loop. I think that they are not telling the truth. I think that they should stop this fear-mongering. I think that they should also stop telling the people to attack the federal troops when they get here because our people have been asking for federal assistance in the form of the National Guard since the 1970s. We don't deserve to keep burying our people. No one deserves to be a victim of a mass shooting. But because our governor is obviously going along with these terrorists, we have to understand that if you have an international terrorist organization that is selling billions of dollars worth of illicit substances and trafficking humans, then there's going to be some type of corruption in the government.
Okay,
I think that the president should focus on that.
Is there enough anger over the crime, the nearly 60 shot over the holiday weekend? Is there enough to see a political sea change? I mean, this is Joe Scarborough, of all people, saying that Governor Pritzker should team up with President Trump. Listen.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. This is what I'm hearing.
J.B. Pritzker should do something right. I think he should pick up the phone and say, you know and I know, you don't have the constitutional authority to deploy the National Guard here. The police might you can make that mistake. You can't do that in Chicago. So when they're talking about we're going to protect people's dignity in our city. We'll protect their lives. Who's protecting their dignity?
I mean, is this
Talk.
and other Democrats that we have heard from who have said, you are welcome here, we do want the help? Is this a sign that
Well, yes, things are changing because our property taxes have gone up astronomically because we are spending the illegal. But I also want America to understand that the anti-violence money that used in our city is an invisible line item for the Democratic.
I ain't gonna hold you. She can play Oprah in the biopic. I ain't gonna hold you. Especially that scene. Especially that scene where that white man called her a monkey. Woke breakfast. This is about as woke as I'm gonna get. Pasta with homemade meat sauce. Yes, Torian, that was the original Oprah theme.
And we look forward to our president sending the National Guard here to dismantle this international criminal organization.
Yeah, because that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go after heroin.
On the west side of Chicago.
The U.S. Attorney for D.C.
You a damn lie.
Right here, top of the last hour live, and she said those are the three
You a
dumbest
damn
words
lie. You go
that
after
Democrats
heroin.
have ever said was defund the police. Here's Janine Pirro last hour.
We are zeroing in on the biggest people or the biggest criminals who are responsible for crime. They're either in jail right now or they're afraid to come out.
Let me help this mammy one time.
Arresting them.
I just went to go get something to drink.
Effective
I'm gonna help this mammy one time.
This nonsense about National Guard on the street. Next thing we're going to say police shouldn't be on the street. No surprise, because the three dumbest words ever said by Democrats were
You look good.
And they were saying that in Chicago, P. Ray. I'll give you a final thought.
Hold on.
We love the Chicago Police Department. We understand that these are our
Who the fuck is we?
city workers. They want to go home every night. So
Who the fuck is we?
Chicago police officer who comes to work every day to keep us safe. We are not in bed with the cartel here in the city of Chicago.
Bullshit. That's called your alderman.
Has allowed them to come here and do whatever they want to do, and the only person who cares enough about us is President Donald John Trump Sr. And we thank you, President Trump, for everything that you're doing. We look forward to the operation that you're going to do here because we enjoy having street parties at night in Chicago, and nobody wants to be a victim. I have got a girl. If the National Guard is out, people will think twice about shooting into a crowd of strangers. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
What a mammy. Hey, let me help you, P. Ray. I know who's distributing all the heroin in Chicago.
Girl whose pussy is so good, if you threw it up in the air, it would turn into sunshine. Well, I don't want to be. I do.
There she go right there. Lady Heroin. Lady Heroin fucking up Chicago right now. Y'all better go get her. I ain't advocating for arresting no black people, but Lady Heroin out of line. Who is this? We gonna have fun. You saw what she did to old boy. That nigga called up his old lady and said, listen, I ain't coming home no more. That motherfucker told white boy, I think I'm falling in love with you. He had that motherfucker sprung, boy. Get some. Little Village. Let me go look up the demographics of Little Village real quick. I want to see something. Let me look. Hey, Wallow J, I don't be saying nothing when y'all be eating y'all pulled pork down there in NC with the extra vinegar. I don't say shit. Y'all motherfuckers is hilarious. Let me eat my pasta in peace, goddamn. And Kara, you out of line. Oh! She trying to start a war. Let's get it. She blaming them Hispanics. Let's go. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If I was eating bammy and ackee and saltfish, even though I don't like ackee, bruh, I would be playing Jamaican music right now. I'm being even louder because you said I was loud with it. I'm gonna piss y'all off. Keep talking. Imagine if these were noodles. I'm talking about them spaghetti noodles. Hey, listen, y'all say it's lip smacking. I'm just trying to imitate old girl right now. She was lapping up the rest of that butter dust that she had on her lips. Sitting there cooning for Fox News. She probably talking to that producer right now. She probably on the Zoom. She probably booty clapping right now for a Popeyes gift card. Is there a point to this? Well, when Trump come on and he give up some bullshit because he ain't gonna answer nothing about them tariffs or how China whooping his ass, then you'll find out what the point of this live is. Thank you so much. Because they say he only gonna talk about Space Force. He gonna move it from Colorado to Alabama. So more federal money gonna be wasted. Ain't that a bitch? But in the meantime, you can just put on the mute button so you don't have to hear me eating this pasta. Wait, we gotta play that mammy again. We gotta be like Bill O'Reilly. We gotta play her out. Where is it? There you go. I ain't gonna hold you. She really did look like Oprah from the 90s. Here you go. He might start talking. Let me look.
House, we're expecting President Trump.
Oh, the Department of Defense? Oh, that was the other thing. They said he might call that the Ministry of War now. That's the rumor.
Okay, so we will keep watching that. And a federal judge in Washington, D.C. temporarily blocking the Trump administration's plan to...
Hey, the Trinidadians finna catch some unnecessary strays. Let's get it.
They were trying to reunify kids with their parents. They say the flights had been arranged with the Guatemalan government. Senior national correspondent William Majaness is on this live.
Hey, wait a minute.
So, William, what exactly...
Hold on. You want me to go get some dessert? I got some ice cream in the freezer. I might go get that next. Y'all don't know me.
Judge. Here's what happened. Early Sunday, the administration tries to fly home those 600 unaccompanied children who entered the U.S. illegally. Not deportation, they argued, but repatriation. Advocates at a legal nonprofit got wind of it and asked a federal judge to stop it. Quote, I have the government to remove minor children from the country in the wee hours on the holiday week.
Madam Rachel, which channel would you like us to go to? You want me to go to Al Jazeera? I don't know if they're doing live coverage of this.
Narratives from both sides. The judge did issue a restraining order.
Let me help you.
One plane around and...
I use Fox News, so when you MAGA idiots come in here, y'all ain't gonna try to tell me that I'm only using left-wing stuff. You want me to go to Al Jazeera? We could go to Al Jazeera. You want me to go to Reuters? We could go to Reuters. How you want me to do it?
But Trump officials see it differently. Under asylum rules, most kids do not face persecution at home, but were sent here for a better life.
I'm just saying. Which one you want me to use?
Slave labor, sexual abuse.
I'll let y'all run it. You want me to go to Al Jazeera? We'll go to Al Jazeera. Let me see if they live. Maybe before Trump come on, we're going to see a terrorist bombing. Let me know. I don't mind playing that. Al Jazeera don't give a damn. You want to watch about Darfur real fast? Let me know. I'm just saying. Don't you wait a minute? YouTube lies. People on YouTube lie. You want me to go to the White House page? I could go to the White House page.
It sounds like the Trump administration is making an argument.
Who is this dude?
On the legal front here, these kids should appropriately be sent back home reunited with their families, and then also on humanitarian grounds, saying we don't want them caught up in the foster care system here or sitting around in HHS custody for months, maybe years on end.
I don't even think they live. Wait, they took their channel down? What is this?
And unfortunately, this is a case with lots of areas of immigration law.
MAGA minute. Damn. I think YouTube fucking up. Let me look.
Families together.
Oh no, it ain't fuck up. So how come I can't use the page? That's crazy. They're not even live.
Just because you want better economic and working conditions. You have to be legitimately afraid of your
Fox 35 Orlando. Look, they showing the ocean. Maybe Trump gonna drown himself. I ain't sure.
Get a hearing before their deportation or removal. And so what the Trump administration is legitimately saying, I think, is that they would like to see how these two conflicting policies are supposed to be reconciled when President Trump is also...
Well, I look like James Doe? Surprise, motherfucker.
...to accept these children back.
So here's what Stephen Miller posted about this. He wrote, the Biden judge is effectively kidnapping these migrant children, refusing them return home to their parents in their home country.
Trinidad, y'all are catching strays.
I don't think I would say that the judge or advocates here are kidnapping the children. I think that might go too far. I understand the rhetoric of it. But the question, again, is
the rhetoric.
The U.S. government Congress has passed two different policies here. Do we want the children here to remain and get hearings?
They can accuse me of whatever they want.
Together. There are different provisions and different statutes that call on the government.
I'm wrong for reporting on what that man's doing and not doing? Okay.
Now, here we're also seeing a replay of the fight between the Trump administration and these trial judges all around the country. This trial judge has not just stopped this one flight, this judge has also stopped all deportations against any children from this country and created a nationwide injunction, which the Supreme Court has recently said judges are not supposed to do.
So to that point, take a look
But
at
if this is the same judge we talking about, she got in before Trump got in as president. Oops.
The presidential prerogative to enforce the laws on the books. 22 of them temporarily blocked, 14 blocked pending an appeal, 25.
Well, I'm eating homemade bolognese and rigatoni pasta.
Supreme Court intended to be happening right now.
Shit is great.
No, I think what's going to happen is that the Supreme Court is going to have to re-enter this fight. It tried to make clear that district...
They said the Asian out there to talk about them Guatemalans. Not even a Hispanic. That's hilarious.
They can issue injunctions as to particular individuals.
And Mr. J, you won't be able to enjoy what I'm eating with the rest of us. Because you came in like an LGBTQ person.
So that the Supreme Court justices can decide what the nation...
Why you grown men love talking about putting a phallus in your mouth? Pause. That's hilarious.
All around the country. And so I think what's going to happen, the Supreme Court's going to have to come back again and remind these trial judges that they should be deferential to...
You want to know why they don't want to send them kids back? They need free labor.
If they're going to try to stop the government, they should only do it with individual cases.
They love childhood labor.
Try to get as fast as possible to higher courts.
They love to give them kids to them white parents to turn them out.
District Judge Charles Breyer today blocking President Trump from...
Y'all don't want to hear me.
National Guard troops to the state of California, but he did rule that the 300 National Guardsmen who are
how is he Filipino with that last name?
Can remain in place. Can you kind of break that down for us?
Yes, this is another example of a stubborn trial judge who doesn't want to accept the guidance of the higher courts. You might remember, this same judge tried to stop the initial deployment of troops to LA, and he actually went ahead and said, There's no emergency. There were no legal grounds to send the troops at all. And on an emergency basis, his case was...
What was the emergency? There was no emergency.
He was reversed unanimously by these appellate judges. But I don't think he's learned his lesson. So now he's taken a second step back and said, okay, even if there's an emergency, okay, even if troops are allowed to go to LA and to protect federal officers performing their duty, I'm going to still say they shouldn't do anything else.
They are
shouldn't engage in
conditioning y'all to
Now, as far as I know,
be
the
used
Trump
to having
administration
troops
is
on the
not
ground in
trying to
your
have troops
city.
out in LA doing that either. So I think this is a trial judge, again, who's going too far. He's trying to exercise these powers, which even his appellate court colleagues are trying to stop him from exercising.
Leave Becky Lynch alone.
Will appeal this to. They will say that they're not engaging in law enforcement with these troops. Everyone agrees they shouldn't be doing that. All they're doing is protecting the federal government and protecting federal officers as they perform their legitimate duties in immigration or going after drug cartels, and that this district judge is getting too minutely involved.
What is he talking about?
The branch carries out its lawful activities.
He ain't saying nothing.
Tanya, thanks for breaking that down for us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
This fake ass Wendy's chick, get out of here. You didn't even say nothing. Oh, he finally gonna talk?
President Trump at the White House. China's Xi Jinping is playing host to Russia's Vladimir Putin. He keeps quiet about his plans to end his war.
What you got for bricks, sir?
Former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien is here to react. He'll join us live next.
Y'all gonna mention bricks?
Promising that he's interested in peace and promising that he's willing to talk some more. And now he has a spokesman as a...
Hey, I got kimchi in the fridge. Let's go.
To meet with Zelensky or to have a trilateral meeting. So promises made and then promises are not kept.
MAGA says the opposite. Promises made, promises kept. What the hell is this? Hey, they selling drug tests now. Look at this. Oh, wait, these are immune boosters. I was about to say, I thought it was a drug test in a box. Let's go. Immunocal booster. What the f... So let's not eat better. Let's just take shit. Oh, where's RFK? Natural protein. Oh, my God. We all have natural protein. We just got to be on top of somebody for about 15 minutes. You'll see all the protein you need. That's fine. Dumbass that can't spell their name. We're going to be classless here, and you can watch from the background. You mad, bro? Even we make eating food an event. The fuck? Y'all be sitting on there on TikTok buying McDonald's and then re-cooking it. Like, what are we doing? Nasty word. We cook from scratch over here. I guarantee 10-1, your tacos suck. He ain't got no concept of flavor. You think he gonna cook his meat with just salt and pepper and some water? Come on now. Where is the seasoning? Look at white people. What I tell you about white people the other day? They love to glorify their criminals. Look at this. Sean Hannity doing a whole streaming series talking about white criminals. That's crazy. Look at this. Look at this jerk. Abby Hornacek. I don't even know what you promoting.
It's far more chilling. It's Mothman.
No one wanted to talk about the Mothman after the bridge failed.
The Mothman?
I'm stressed out here.
Wait a minute. Y'all sent this white woman over here to go catch the Mothman?
I could ask you.
Wait a minute. I thought conservatives don't like all these demonic symbols, but look at this. This is demonic. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are we doing? Look, chicken wings. want to be black. Look, they putting black people in it. Look at them. Ain't nobody gonna pay no Fox News to run their ads. Are you nuts? Motherfuckers be talking about black people eating chicken all day, and then we catch them eating chicken wings all day. Everybody now got a chicken wing recipe. Everybody. Kira said farm to table every day. Now, Kira, are you talking about animals or the people or both? Because we know they like to eat their own. They gave this show a second season? That's crazy. Oh, here we go. Trump might be talking.
About a new axis or alliance that's forming against the United States.
Axis, here we go.
China and Russia. This is Russia's President Vladimir Putin is calling Chinese President Xi Jinping a, quote, dear friend, and describing how Moscow's ties with Beijing are at an unprecedentedly
Look at BRICS. Look at BRICS.
Beijing's now hosting Putin, a bunch of other world leaders, including North Korea's Kim Jong-un, for a summit. In a new radio show interview.
Look at PSY right there. Shout out to PSY. Well, Kara, we'll find out in a few minutes if he's alive or is that a drone.
Not new, but sort of rebranded alliance, the United South. What do you make of it? Are you
beautiful Bill, you all want to be black.
I'm not. That picture you're showing there, that's not the cool kids' lunch table on the couch.
You love the attention we get.
Those are the
You're envious.
And the leader is Xi Jinping. He's quite a powerful guy, and he's like with a cat's paw with Putin playing with him because keep in mind the Russians took millions of acres of.
Why is he smiling like a supervillain? Just come up with the report, sir.
Almost all Siberia, just like he wants Hong Kong and Macau back, and he wants Taiwan back, and so he's looking at Vladimir saying, "Hey, welcome to the party. Where are my?"
Cameron Jones, he's vaccine injured.
Putin knows that. He's
That's fucked up. I shouldn't have said that.
Trump,
I'm sorry, Mozart.
It's not going anywhere.
The summit is, though, designed to be a bit of a finger in the eye to President Trump.
No, it's an eye to the West. A finger in the eye to the West.
Whatever you want to call it in these peace talks, where he's supposed to meet, Putin and Zelensky are supposed to meet one-on-one. You know, that's sailed by. He is, gallivanting around with America's adversaries. What do you think President Trump reads into that?
Well, I think President Trump knows that he's got a strong hand and that Putin has a weak hand. But, Putin
what?
Has all of his cards. He's trying to
Did he just say Putin has a weak hand?
But at the end of the day, look, China's not going to pay him very much for his oil. They're going to demand steep discounts.
Why not?
Reductions in price.
Okay.
Putin eventually wants to re-enter the world economy. He wants to be part of Europe. I mean, think of it. Moscow considers itself a new Rome. The Tsar is the Russian word for Caesar. He wants to be part of Europe, but he's right up against the wall with the Europeans and the Americans, and now he's forced into this hodgepodge of Asian powers and trying to play, make it look good for himself, but he's not. His people know he's weak over there, and
his people know he's weak.
Eventually, Putin's going to come around. He's going to come back to the table and he's going to end this war, but we may have to sanction him pretty heavily to get there.
What happened the last time y'all sanctioned him?
Because he's been threatening to do it for weeks, if not months now. Meanwhile, Putin has been, as you well know, sir, escalating aerial assaults on Ukraine nearly nightly.
Hold up.
So, Jillian, it's a good point. And one thing I can tell you, knowing Donald Trump well and having spent a lot of time with him and watched him negotiate a lot of deals, a lot of peace deals, a lot of hostage deals, President Trump does not like getting tapped along, what he calls getting played. And he knows Putin's playing him, but Putin's a big power, and he's going to give him a little time to save face. But I think Putin is running out of time very quickly. And Larry Kudlow, our colleague on Fox, has said this, I've said this. The big sanctions are coming, and when they do, it's going to hit Putin very hard.
The big sanctions. He had big sanctions in 2022. and he was making hella money. Stop lying to the people. His sanctions were so biblical, right? That's what they just said. We gave up Victor Bout, and he didn't stop.
Of cutting bait and running and essentially leaving it to Zelensky to figure something out or not with Putin, what would you prefer to see him do?
Well, I don't think the president's going to cut bait and run. I think when he says he'll walk away from the table, he's going to walk away from giving Putin chances. And if that happens,
And what's he going to do?
I assume what that means is sanctions against Russia, sanctions against the Russian Federation.
More money.
Kicking him out of the SWIFT system.
Okay, and they're starting their own system with BRICS. What's the point? They're trading their own money with each other. What the fuck?
And letting the Ukrainians fight the Russians. So,
oh my God.
I don't see him cutting and running away from the Ukrainians, but I do see him saying, "Hey, Putin's not serious, and so we'll try, we'll try and get him to the table another way."
All right, Sir Robert O'Brien, former National Security Advisor to President Trump, thank you for sharing your expertise with us today. We appreciate it.
Get off my screen, fake Wendy's chick.
All right, Secret Service snipers credited with stopping a would-be Trump assassin in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now the focus of a scathing new report that warns severe shortages are placing the life of the president and more at risk. Plus, the former Obama...
Wait, you mean, hold on, you mean the same ones woke at work? Do you see this? The same Secret Service that y'all just took away from Kamami? Huh.
Because something happened that had nothing to do with the work.
Maybe y'all should take that $50,000 signing bonus away from ICE and put it over the Secret Service. They're low-key telling y'all that we're broke. They can't pay for talent. That's why they want to federalize all the cops. That's the eventual plan. Now you have a federal workforce that the states and the local municipalities have to pay the government to use. Ain't that going to be something? Fed cops that don't know local and state laws. That's going to be beautiful. Gavin Newsom for president. Boy, you must want to escape from LA. That man is soft. Every time you see that man, he going to be at the French Laundry eating. The people running his press office page are more gangster than him. His wife is more gangster than him. We in trouble. Can we vote everybody out next year? Please. Everybody got to go. We can't do no worse than 435 new people that come from our neighborhoods. We can't do no worse. They just dropping these boys on their heads. Even the bulls in them are tired. Take the chains off the white man's neck. Why can't y'all do it? Come on, take the chains off. It's not that hard. Y'all got the key. Take it off. Show me something. You got MAGA over here praising the UK for trying to stand up. Why don't y'all go over there and fight? It's only about, depending where y'all at, it's only between a 5 and 10 hour flight. Let's go. Show me something. Let's see the Union Jack and the flag with the 13 stars on it. Let's see them reunite. Go fight the Islamists. Y'all should be at Minnesota's airport right now. Every time an Islamist gets off the plane, y'all should be whooping their ass. I don't see it. Show me something. Ain't no way you should be letting them liberals go outside every weekend and protest on y'all. Ain't no way in the world. Y'all are losing your lineage of Europe to Islamists. That's crazy. And they so gangster with it, they making y'all eat curry all day. Let's go. Y'all should be eating straight up ugly ass white bread. Y'all eating naan. Let's go. Go out there, fight for yours. Stop lionizing your criminals. Tommy Robinson needs help. Let's go. Show me something. I root for great. Okay, you show number black people though. All right. And now a mixed guy. All right. And another black guy. And another black guy. Huh. He's showing no white people. Where's this white greatness? Come on, Colin Cowherd. Come on now. Where's this white greatness? Why didn't you show Luka Doncic? Come on now. Ooh, she slapped her. Let's go. Kara, I know they no joke, but they won't go see him, just like they won't go see them Jews. You said Jews are causing all the problem. Go see him. Y'all know where they hang out at. Go see him. Y'all should be in the Diamond District in New York. You should be in Riverdale. You should be in Limnium, Williamsburg, and the top of Bed-Stuy. Y'all should be over there in the upper part of Queens. Come on now. Closer to Long Island, let's go.
The crackdown in crime
Here you go.
in Washington, D.C. This is the Republican Study Committee. Brad Knott from North Carolina is now.
This is what MAGA is. Number signs now. I don't see no action.
Go. Let's take some of this. Let's listen.
And regardless of
Pause.
who you are, when you come to Washington, it's a safe city now. Businesses are thankful. Families are thankful. Citizens, tourists, we are all thankful. It's time to stop turning a blind eye for crime wherever it is.
Quick thing, Mr. White Man. How about them numbers with tourism projected to be down $25 billion this year because of Trump? Oops.
Over to Representative Laura Lee.
Good afternoon. I'm Laura Lee from
We don't
the
care.
15th Congressional District, and I want to thank my colleagues on the Republican Study Committee for their leadership on this issue, particularly Representative.
You know what happened to George Floyd? He became the white man's greatest symbol ever. Y'all all got pictures of George Floyd in your wallet. You love that man.
Of freedom around the world. But for too long, it has also been a city that is plagued by violent crime, failed policies, and leadership that refuses to take responsibility for public safety.
White people about to name their next kids George Floyd, whatever their last name is. Watch.
Today, in our efforts to return order and law to Washington, D.C. Together, we will advance common sense proposals to restore order, to put victims first, to hold violent criminals accountable, and to...
Sure, he was a criminal scumbag, and y'all still talking about him 5 years later. Where's all these petitions? Why y'all not outside protesting to get Chauvin out of jail? Oops. None of you scary ass white people going outside to go break him out of jail? What y'all waiting on? Let's go. Let's get to the show.
Execution. And for the first time in a long
Chris Brown's not dead. Now shut
people
up.
of D.C. are beginning to feel safer in their own neighborhoods. That progress proves...
I didn't bring up George Floyd. You brought him up.
When you enforce the law, when you keep dangerous criminals off the streets, when you prioritize the safety of families, and when you allow law enforcement officers and prosecutors to do their jobs, you get results. The American people deserve a capital city that reflects the very best of this country, not one that turns a blind eye to lawlessness. Republicans are committed to ensuring that D.C. is safe, secure, and accountable for years to come, and we will not stop until that promise is fulfilled. I now turn it over to my colleague.
No, Mr. White Man.
So we're gonna continue.
Hey, machinist. We don't bring up George Floyd. Y'all do. But since you want to do that, let's bring up what happened 2 years ago in Montgomery, where your cousins got their ass whooped. Let's bring that up. We could do that. I'm just saying, we could do that.
Finding an elite Secret Service unit is so understaffed. that it could lead to the assassination of top American officials.
Talk.
Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel is following this story for us. So, Mike, what are some of the key takeaways of this report?
Hire the hood.
This internal watchdog report says Secret Service's counter sniper team is 73% below operations needs. And those who are on staff work as much as 24 full-time employees.
Pay the hood. They will shoot.
In this warning, quote, failure to appropriately staff the counter sniper team could limit the Secret Service's ability to properly protect our nation's most senior leaders.
Hire some liberals.
Or assassination and subsequent national level harm to the country's sense of safety and security. Among the recommendations, our Secret Service should look at recruiting counter snipers from other law enforcement agencies.
There you go.
Or from military services. I also suggest Secret Service should establish targets and completion dates toward achieving full count.
Get the Bloods and the Crips and the GDs and the Vice Lords. Staffing done.
Secret Service has carefully reviewed the Inspector General's report and is fully committed to implementing both recommendations. Since Director Curran assumed office, significant progress has already been made towards recruitment of specialized teams and the retention of highly trained personnel such as counter snipers. These efforts
hire Deadshot.
Capacity in strengthening the agency's ability to ensure a sustainable, mission-focused workforce is always at the ready. The government
Look. God, dog.
Critical of Secret Service's performance in the assassination attempt on President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
That was y'all's fault.
Last year. It says Secret Service, quote, failed to implement...
Where's all these MAGA guns I keep hearing about? Why y'all ain't start throwing hail of bullets at that man? God, dog.
Protect events, including presidential. Sandra?
All right, Mike Emanuel arrived in Washington on that for us, and it looks like we should be seeing and hearing from President Trump. It looks like he stepped up to the microphone.
Oh, here we go.
On a major announcement out of the Pentagon. Let's listen.
The Pentagon.
It's a very important day and an important announcement with great friends of mine. I think I can
Look, the original person of MAGA.
Every one of them, I rate a 10. I can't always say that, even if they're Republicans, and these are Republicans, great Republicans. I want to thank
Comb your hair, motherfucker.
For this important announcement, 7 years in the making. As you know, this has been going on for a long period of time, and I am thrilled to report that the U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful locale of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City.
Oh my God.
I only won it by about 47 points. Are
you fucking serious?
That didn't, right? But,
wait, what? No, Miss DC, you gotta stay. No. You gotta stay for this. We finna roast. This is the announcement.
In more than 30,000 Alabama jobs, and probably much more than that, and hundreds of millions of dollars of investment, and that's billions, because it can't be millions, it's billions and billions of dollars. Most importantly, this decision will help America defend and dominate the high frontier, as they call it. I want to thank Secretary Pete Hegseth.
This motherfucker cannot be serious.
Secretary of the Air Force, Troy Mink. Troy, thank you very much. Great job you're doing, Troy. This is such a
this motherfucker can't be serious.
Everybody wanted to know, what are you doing? I also want to thank Senators Katie Britt and...
Hold on. This motherfucker is about to put aliens in Huntsville, Alabama. You're going to have aliens eating white sauce. Motherfucker.
She's very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. So thank you. She must have been to produce you indirectly. I can tell you. Tommy Tuberville, who's a great coach.
And a racist.
I won't say anything about what happened with Alabama football this weekend.
Oh my God. Aliens gonna be eating white sauce. Oh my God.
Auburn won, that's right.
This man is not serious. Where are the impeachment papers?
Fantastic guy all around. He was also a tremendous coach.
My wife is putting on her shoes with the quickness to get up out of this, please. Go get our kid. This is hilarious.
Representatives Barrymore, all great friends.
I ain't getting nothing about them towers. I get SpaceX is going to Alabama.
Appreciate it. In my first term, I created
thing called Space Force, so important. You know, we're the race in space very badly to China and to Russia.
What?
Far and away, #1 in space. And reestablish space.
Yo. Hey.
Mission to protect American space.
Where them city destroyers from ID4?
We initially selected Huntsville for the Spacecom headquarters.
Oh my God, no. What is this?
The Biden administration. And as you know,
put them back. They ain't say nothing wrong, Wallow J. Put them back.
Moving forward with what we want to do and the place that we want to have this, and this will be there for hopefully hundreds of years. That's where it's going to be. I will say I want to thank Colorado.
How does this help America? I just want to know. How is it supposed to help us?
All mail-in voting, so they have automatically crooked elections.
Here we go.
And we can't have that. When the state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest elections because that's what that means.
Motherfucker, you had mail-in votings with this last election and you won. Asshole.
Com will play a key role in building the Golden Dome, as you know. That's going to be a big thing. Everybody wants to be a participant in it. Missile defense shield. We're going to be having a Golden Dome that
Here we go.
ever seen before.
United States of Israel.
Canada called. They want to be a part of it.
No, they don't. You lying motherfucker.
Canada wants very much included in that. We'll work something out with them, I hope. It will also ensure that our technological capabilities, of which we're way ahead of anybody else. There's nobody.
This let me tell you something. This Netflix documentary they do on this second administration is gonna be biblical.
To say a few words, he was very much a part of it.
Oh my God.
Every one of these people would call me and lobby me. I said, Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what you want. She said, that's right, son. That's what I want. And
Yeah, you want that mod. That's too easy.
These are really special people. They're
Special is right.
in many ways, but they're great patriots. I think even more so than politicians. So they fought very hard to get it, and it's an honor to give it to Huntsville.
Are you serious?
Say a few words, please.
Oh God.
Thank you, Mr.
Here comes the foot soldier.
As usual, right place, right time, for the right reason. In your first administration, you at a time when we knew we had to be looking to that space. You also reestablished SpaceCom to ensure that priority was put in place, and you, through the Air Force, independently identified that Huntsville, Alabama was the right place to put it. For other reasons, in the next administration under Biden, they decided to move it somewhere else. Well, during that time, the DoD Inspector General, the Government Affairs Office, they did their own assessments, and where did they say SpaceCom should go? Huntsville, Alabama. So what you're doing today, Mr. President, is restoring it to precisely where it should be based on what the Space Force, the Air Force, your leadership believes will give us strategic advantage in the future. That is Huntsville, Alabama. We are way ahead in space, but this will ensure we stay leaps and bounds ahead because that's the
bullshit.
Whoever controls the skies will control the future of warfare. And Mr. President, today you're ensuring that happens. Thank you.
What? The fuck are you talking about?
Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership on this and restoring Space Command to its rightful home in Huntsville, Alabama. This delegation has worked together, both chambers, both parties, to make sure that Huntsville was the place that Space Command called home. As was mentioned, obviously the Biden administration chose to make this political. What we want to do is put the
So you guys didn't make it political. Oh, okay.
We want to make sure that our war fighter is put first, and we want to make sure that America continues to lead. And today, Mr. President, you've allowed that to happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh God. What the fuck is this?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a great day for our country, not just for our state of Alabama.
What the fuck?
We need help in our military. We need to catch up. And as Secretary has said, we're not behind in space, but we know where we're at, and we need to expound on that. Now, this move will save the taxpayers $480 million. It's not going to cost more. It's going to cut $480 million. We have the plans intact. It'll be behind a secure wall in Huntsville, Alabama, Redstone Arsenal. We have 40,000 people there. We have the FBI there. We have missile defense there. We have NASA, Blue Origin, and SpaceX. It is the perfect place for Space Command. I would tell you today,
And I've spoke with the president for the last 3 or 4 years about this. If I thought it needed to go somewhere else because I understand the security of our country, I'd be for that. But the best place for Space Command is Huntsville, Alabama, because what we have and what it means to this country is going to be so important. So thank you, Mr. President, for this, and we look forward to building a huge Space Command and having the Donald J. Trump Space Command Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
So nothing to fix the supply chain. We just move in military. Jesus fucking Christ.
Hard to put it in Ohio, but he said these people behind us, these Alabamans, are just too powerful and too persuasive, and so it's in Alabama. But as Tommy said, this is exactly the right place for Space Force and Space Command. I think Americans ought to appreciate the fact that you can't win the battle of the future unless you control the skies. The cyber security, the communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle in the 21st century will be in space. So it was a visionary move in the first administration for the president to set up Space Force. And I think an equally visionary move to make sure the Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, anybody want to say anything? Would you like to say?
You ain't got nothing on Putin, huh?
Promise made, another promise kept. You think about it, Redstone Arsenal is critical to national security. The president said...
no wonder BRICS is whooping our ass right now.
It's right for national security. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. It's not because of this or that. It's because it's right for national security. You think of the 21 categories that were evaluated to determine what was best for national security. All indicators pointed back to Huntsville, Alabama, and Redstone Arsenal. We have the right people at the right place at the right time. Mr. President, on behalf of the people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama, thank you for keeping...
Yo, them motherfuckers go fuck around and let loose them aliens and then go have Ripley go get them. Jesus Christ.
It was the right thing to do. All the... when they looked at all the numbers, Huntsville was the place to go, and like you say, it was unfortunately pulled out, but you made it right. So I want to just say thank you again.
These mofos going to create the Borg at the University of Alabama. Oh, the fucking Klingon are going to be marching on in Selma with the rest of the black delegates every year. Jesus.
What we're doing with moving the Space Command to Huntsville is absolutely...
Al Sharpton and Commander Wolf. Fuck out of here.
And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do with the Golden Dome and missile defense to defend against anyone.
Oh my God.
So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. And obviously, national defense is a huge issue. And when you look at the score, Alabama was #1, and for political reasons, it was moved out of our state. But Mr. President, thank you for making priorities the defense and the warfighter and the safety of this nation and the big, beautiful building.
Can the Alabama kids read?
In Huntsville, Alabama, and we're grateful for that. Thank you.
Listen, as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, I care very much about what's most important.
Do you care about your kids' literacy?
And, the president held a nationwide competition to determine where we should have this command.
A nationwide competition. So it was a competition.
First, there was a lot of complaints from the other states who did not place well. He said, we'll do it over with new criteria to accommodate your concerns. Alabama came in first in that second competition. The Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, said it was fair, and the president named Huntsville. It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a fair competition and it should be in Huntsville. So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and saying he's going to make this right and put it where it rightfully belongs. That's Huntsville.
Oh, God. Good job, appreciate it.
So thank you all very much. You are going to leave me alone now. You're not going to call me anymore and talk about this subject, right? You promise?
Can I get some questions on the economy, goddamn?
But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just...
Let me see if the Dow reacted to this.
Literally shot out a...
God, dog. God damn. What are y'all doing today?
And you'll be seeing that and you'll be reading about that.
Jesus. It was down 550.
Our great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who's been so
incredible, including what took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for
Damn, bro, he ain't cutting them interest
in a
rates.
month. They would have had it. We didn't do what we did, but he gave us a little bit of a briefing, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and we just these came out of Venezuela. And
Now it's Venezuela again.
Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela.
Here we go.
We took it out, and you'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions, please?
Here we go. Can I get some real questions?
Talked about the cost savings associated with this announcement. Can you talk about the strategic benefits by having Space Force Command headquartered in Huntsville?
They're gonna fuck with the Caribbean.
Because we have so much else there, and having a central, you could call it a central command, but it really is a command station. Also, even locationally, where it is, and when you think about flying distances, if you can say half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go, and even the rocket.
Yeah, you just gave the terrorists another target.
So we went out, as you know, to experts, and we had 4 different groups come up of experts. They all said this was the best location. I also loved it from the standpoint, I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, and there's no games, and they're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it than anybody else also. A lot of states, 5 states really wanted it, but they wanted it more. And I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville in particular. So we're honored to do it. They really wanted it badly, and they got it. Peter?
President Trump, something completely different, but about
Ooh, is that Ducey?
media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead?
Peter Ducey is an asshole.
Saturday morning about yours.
You know, I have heard it's.
God.
Last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful.
Oh no.
Like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him, and nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him.
Bullshit, they did. The fuck is you talking about? Hold on. Hey, you talking about Space Camp? Wasn't that one of them prizes they used to give on them Nickelodeon game shows? I think it was in Alabama too. God damn.
Numerous shows, and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just so, it's so fake. That's why.
Dude, you got trolled and you had to go answer it.
I knew they were saying like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know. It's
Oh, God.
so I would say a lot of people know. I was very
This is what you come back with. No deals. You came back with Space Camp.
We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You've said
Here we go.
you're open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed National Guardsman to every school?
Ooh!
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about
Keep going.
construction-wise, and that's really I think nobody knows more about construction than me. You can build the construction doors. You can build what they call safety doors, where they lock on the outside, the inside, and every place else. Well, but if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't get in. Then they're
Say it.
the keys all over the place. And
We're not liberal, Davey. Shut up.
a lot of disadvantages to doing, spending billions and billions
Say
of
it.
dollars and actually making.
I want to look into that. Say it.
Some of these lunatics that we're dealing with, but I don't think so.
Yeah, you better not say that.
We have great teachers that love our children. The parents love the children. Teachers love the children too. And
Smart move, asshole. Because if you said you wanted to look into that, boy.
Guard, et cetera, et cetera. And you let them carry. That's something that a lot of people like. I sort of liked it. I have to be.
You want teachers to carry now? Keep going.
They know about weapons.
Uh-huh.
Do it with every teacher because most teachers don't know, and you know. But I always thought that would be an alternative. But it just we've had a lot of instances. Other countries have also. They have different kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. There's something going on. Something going on, and it's a bad thing.
Spell you are correctly, dumbass.
Have you spoken with President Putin?
Yeah, I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
If there isn't some type of announcement of a meeting with President Putin and President Zelensky, and what could those consequences be?
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week they lost 7,000 between the two countries. 7,000.
That's their problem.
313 soldiers to be somewhat exact.
That's their problem.
For no reason whatsoever. And they're Russian and they're Ukrainian, but you know they're soldiers.
And they're white.
Have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is look.
You said after Labor Day, you lying bastard.
Because I watched Pritzker get up and say about, we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit.
It's the idiot on
and
TV.
7 people died. And then over the last 2 days, it was the crown jewel. They had, I guess, 9 killed, 9 or 10 killed, and 50 hit with bullets.
What is he?
And you have this governor,
A president?
who's a terrible
And?
governor, probably.
A white person?
And is he smart?
No.
There you go.
He's dumb.
There you go.
They're naive and they're very untruthful.
There you
And
go.
they'll say, we don't want any protection, we don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of.
We let them come to their own conclusions.
Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now.
No, that's what D Block want to do. They want to put a crack house right next to the Trump Towers.
I mean, the other fires, the bullet fires.
Bullet fires.
Do a good job with. They should have the water coming down, like I said. You know, we had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water down. It's so badly run. But if we didn't, if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today, talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles. If we didn't do that, and even the sheriff, the top law enforcement person in Los Angeles said, we could not have handled it without them. So
okay.
Lined up on Chicago then?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation.
He says it's not a political thing.
We lose when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C.
Oh, God.
District of Columbia, right here where we are.
Here we go.
It's now a safe zone.
No, it's not. Jesus Christ.
It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter.
What the fuck is he talking about? Y'all make it seem like D.C. was a hell zone. My God.
It's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt badly, and they don't want to talk about it. Maybe you were very brave in talking about it. You made quite an impression on a lot of people. I appreciate it. But there were other people in this room that got hurt very badly. Just walking
This
down the
nigga
street
is
in D.C. Washington, D.C. is a safe zone right now.
No, it's not.
The restaurants are open. They're booming.
my
You
God.
can't get a restaurant. New restaurants are announcing that they're going to be open.
What
This
the
took place
fuck
in
is he
12 days.
talking
Now it's
about?
15 days, but 3 days ago it became what's known as a safe zone. It's a safe city.
Oh,
And
my
this city
Lord.
was really bad. Really, really bad. We took 1,600 people out. Hardcore criminals that will not be coming back.
No, you didn't. Oh, so you kidnapping folk.
We're very proud of it.
to have our nation's capital lose every week. It's like years, many years, where every single week somebody was killed for many consecutive weeks. This went on for years. And then we had last week, it was announced that nobody was killed last week. And I made that announcement in front of a very distinguished leader of a country. And I'm saying proudly, ladies and gentlemen, nobody was killed in Washington, D.C. this week. He looked at me like, what's that all about? I said, yeah, we have a little bit of a crime problem.
Okay, there's been weekends where people weren't killed in Chicago. You didn't send the National Guard up there, now did you? You didn't praise them for that, now did you? You or that dumbass Biden. All right.
Call me. I gain respect for him and say we do have a problem, and we'd love you to send in the troops because you know what?
Oh, God.
The people, they have to be protected. I saw today on one of your networks, not a friendly network, except really the opposite, I would say, very unfriendly network. And they interviewed
CNN.
about 12 people on this morning. Most of them were African American, who were black. And they were saying, please,
Oh, Lord.
please,
See, I tell
the president send in. These were people from Chicago. Please, we need help. We need help. We can't walk outside. We're petrified.
That's a damn lie.
The governor of Illinois would call me up. I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it.
No, you don't.
We have an obligation to protect this country. And that includes Baltimore. I saw where Governor Moore was asking me to take a walk down the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe place.
Why are you scared?
In the city, one of the most unsafe places anywhere in the.
My nigga, you went to Iraq to give out Thanksgiving food, and that was a war zone. You can't walk down the street in Baltimore? Pussy.
Isn't just sending big, strong guys, and they are big and they are strong. We had a great decision from the Supreme Court that had to do with sort of talent. It had to do with you are put down based on merit.
Set up this Twitter space.
Based on merit. So merit for a soldier or for a policeman is strong, physically fit.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Something, having a certain ability. Not a person that is woke and got the job through woke, but wasn't strong enough to lift a gun out of the holster, et cetera, et cetera. No, I looked at the police. As you know, last week I went over, we had a meeting with, there had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking. And when the bad guys see them, they're not going to do a thing. And so I'm very proud of Washington. It serves as a template. And
you hear him
elsewhere, but Chicago is certainly going to be high. I would love to have him call. I would love the governor of Illinois. I'd be honored to take his call. All he has to do is say, sir, we need help. It's out of control. And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would love to have, I would say, Governor Moore call, because I watched him over the weekend trying to explain that Baltimore, what they need is housing. No, they don't need housing. They need to get rid of the criminals.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Many people off the streets of Washington, D.C., they're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They're going to be.
Do you hear this?
Criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it.
Do you hear this bullshit he's talking about?
And we're not going to have those people. Washington, D.C. is now a safe zone. It's a safe place. And you can walk, Katie, you can walk right down the street with, by the way, one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen, which is her husband. He was a football player for like 11 years in the NFL. He's a big person. But big doesn't mean anything when they're.
I walked through D.C. at night and I felt very safe.
Right?
The fuck?
Right down the street, even by yourself, you're totally safe. Washington, D.C. is a great thing. Yes, ma'am, please.
Democratic leaders across the country to work with you on crime. Do you see your efforts here in D.C., including, for example, working with Mayor Bowser here as a model for bringing more bipartisanship in matters not only crime but also issues that matter to everyday Americans?
So Mayor Bowser's been great. She's taken the thing well, and then after I clean it up, they'll take credit. What they do is they take credit. Like
blessed and grateful. Fuck you.
We did a great
How about that? You just out here writing dumb shit. I ain't no liberal.
And again, the police chief made a statement that We could not have done it.
I tell you, they dumb.
You saw what's happening out there. It was going to be a disaster. We stopped it cold. If we didn't do that,
Oh man.
very sad day. And you know, remember, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have all these things coming, and we have 250. All of these things coming. But I watched Newsom get up and say he's doing the great. He's not. We're the ones that did it, and that's okay. Whatever it takes. The main thing is we. But he got up and said, "We did it." Well, he didn't want us there, and he's going to need us again because it's starting to form again. I see it. It's starting to form again. You know, we have to maintain. It's like maintenance on an airplane. You can buy it, but you have to maintain it. And if you don't maintain it, a good plane becomes very unsafe.
Oh
very
my
quickly.
God. What is he talking about?
It's an honor to do it. It's a lot of presidents wouldn't do what I'm doing. I don't need this heat, but when I watched television last night and I'm watching the news and I see that 9 people were killed in Chicago and 54 were badly wounded with bullets, I say, that's not this country. We have to do something. And I do say this, I say this very much. I'm not speaking to anybody but them right now. I would love to receive calls from governors and mayors saying they need help. We'll help them. We have a lot of people. We have a great force. We have a great military force. You know, Pete will tell you that when I was running for office, and this was a big headline, I think, you know, probably got me a couple
Y'all are
of votes.
cool with military in your town.
I
don't understand
join the
this.
military, the Army, Air Force, the Navy, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard. We never forget Coast Guard because they've done such a great job. Never. But nobody wanted to join any of them. We were way below what we wanted. Every single one. The closest was the Marines, whatever that is. You'll explain that to me. But the closest was the Marines. But every service was way down, way down. And then I got elected, and our country's the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. Everybody's talking about the USA. They're talking about the job that we're doing. Everybody. We have the best economy. We have a very, very important decision being made by the Supreme Court because our country is the richest, the strongest, the most powerful. But if for some reason some liberal court, I'm talking about the court that just ruled, where even an Obama judge voted in favor of us, which I gave him a compliment yesterday, as you know. I said that took great courage. But it's a liberal court, and it's going up to the Supreme Court, who I think have been incredible people. I think they've made very wise.
This motherfucker bored. Look at him. He looking up at the sky, bruh.
Tariff question, because without the tariffs, this country is in serious, serious trouble. We've taken in almost $17 trillion of investment is coming in. Most of it is coming because of tariffs. And if for some reason somebody wanted to be politically correct, I actually think it's unpolitically correct. I think politically correct is to approve it, because there's nothing so popular as what's happened to our country. Our country is doing so well. But we had a liberal court gave us a very shocking ruling, and that ruling is basically saying that the trillions of dollars that are pouring into our country, putting us in a position like no country is anywhere in the world, that they'd like to see us that taken away. By the way, a lot of the people behind that lawsuit, that particular, are from
What the fuck is he
foreign
talking
countries.
about?
I might add.
I'm done with this. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But anyway, I got a Twitter space that I got to jump into. So, I mean, I don't know. If y'all are on Twitter, come through. If not, just wait around a couple minutes and I will have it on YouTube. Because this is insane. And I got to go curse out West Indian people. So I'm going to get up out of here. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. And if you don't join us, that's okay. Like I said, we got videos coming this week. And then unless something engaging happens later, we'll probably see you next week on the live. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to